good for an institution to have a program that, in fact, when you look at how many of those things happen, very little of them happen. Thank you.
Noted. Chief Whip? Chief Whip?
Thank you. Good morning, Deputy Chair, and welcome back, Honorable Deputy Chair. We are now in the mode of the National Council of Provinces in South Africa. Now, let me make this indication on behalf of the programming whip. Yesterday, in our consultative meeting between the whips and the chairpersons, and also acknowledging that the chair, the House Chair of Committees, is, I believe, even currently representing us in the very important platform to assess the extent in which we're making progress in our country using the tool of the Constitution as an instrument to measure the development project in our country. So the House Chair, Nyambi, was not in that meeting because of that reason. But we decided in that meeting to recommend the dates as they are, because this is the date that is currently mutually agreed with the Deputy President. You'll recall, Deputy Chair, we postponed around month of March. I believe it was around the 14th of March. It was impractical, but I think I will have this discussion with the House Chair regarding that some of the difficulties. But we decided that we propose the day of the engagement with the Deputy President to stay, and we did make a number of considerations that 4 of yourselves, including the Deputy Chair, may be impacted upon on this matter. But we decided, because that's a mutually agreed date, currently it was difficult to find any other date in the deputy engaging in the office of the Deputy President. That's the one. So we'll deal with it further again with the House Chair, I think, how we alleviate what possible impact of members. The second one, on the constituency period, we agreed yesterday that our program will be aligned in the second term, will be aligned to that of the National Assembly, so that we recover even the time. If you check, most of the time, we do cut on our constituency period, but we said that that program will be aligned. So I think it will be corrected after this, so that the program gets aligned. Yeah, thanks. That will be the issue. It was responded to yesterday. If the memory of Honorable Labuskafen doesn't serve her well, we did respond exactly the same way yesterday. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chief Whip. On the issue of the JSC, it is really a date that have been decided already in October last year, and that is why I understand from where the chairperson, the chair of chair, is coming. But if it is possible, and we can understand what is happening there, but let us just, between the two of you, that you just deal and see how we can make sure that at least we get maximum satisfaction out of making sure that we accommodate the Deputy President at the level of the NCOP. And I think you have responded to the one of Honorable Labuskaghni, so we will not further go into that one, because it has been adequately responded to. Thank you. And is there any other issue that members want to raise in that regard, with regards to the program? And I think I agree with the Chief Whip that the one on the second term is quite the framework, but it's also in making sure that we align ours with those of because I have seen in the past also it was like that we have been at Parliament much longer than the National Assembly. So I hope that one, we will be able to make sure that there is alignment in how we deal with the issues. Any other issues? If there is none, can we then go to report on select committees? Is there a general acceptance for the program with the issues as raised by the Chief Whip. Can I ask that before I continue? Can I see any
We
agreement?
accept, Chairperson.
Thanks, my dear. I can see you are really assisting me. I don't know why there is such quiet in the meeting. Honorable Ndongeni, anything that you want to say?
No, Chair. No, Deputy Chair. Morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. We will now give over to Honorable Nyambi to deal with issues of Select Committee business and report of the legislation. Before the committees.
Thank you, Deputy Chair. It's always an humbling experience for one to present business of committees in this programming meeting. 5 committee meetings remain before the curtain falls on our parliamentary first term. It was a bitter-sweet term in that we got to do a lot of work in pursuit of changing the lives of our people. But sadly, during that process, lost one of our own in a tragic circumstances. We will continue paying homage to her sterling work as we pick up her fallen spear. When it comes to budget instrument, Deputy Chair, the House will, on the 28th of March 2023, consider the second adjustment appropriation bill as correctly presented by Advocate Pindela. Issues of interventions, starting from slides 9 up to 13, the Select Committee on NCOP has 10 interventions, notice of interventions, progress reports, extension of interventions, close-out reports, withdrawal of interventions in terms of Section 139 and various subsection of the Constitution in various municipalities within 4 provinces. This is one matter down from the previous reporting cycle, with provinces affected as follows, Deputy Chair. KZN has got 6 interventions, Gauteng with 1 intervention, Mpumalanga with 2 interventions, Western Cape with 1 intervention. When it comes to petitions and executive undertakings, we're starting from slide 14 and 15. The Select Committee on Petition and Executive Undertaking has kept a long streak of 4 executive undertakings, which were made by the following minister at different times. Minister of Transport, the second one is Minister of Water and Sanitation, the third one is Minister of Forest, Fisheries and the Environment, the last one is the Minister of Small Business Development. Other matters before committees is from slide 16 to 20. Deputy Chair, other matters before Select Committees has risen to 6 as follows. The first one is the Select Committee on Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. They have 3 matters. The Select Committee on Finance, 1 matter, 1 down from the last reporting cycle. Select Committee on Security and Justice, 1 matter, just as it was during the last reporting cycle. Ad hoc Joint Committee on Flood, Disaster Relief and Recovery, which still needs to be consulted by both houses after they've adopted the resolution. They still have to have its own first meeting. Otherwise, I'm grateful for a good summary that has been done by Advocate on behalf of Honorable Njandu. And once again, thanks Chief Whip for the meeting of yesterday that processed other issues. And indeed, because we never touch base and I was hectic this side, that is why I was still having the outdated information. Otherwise, I'm clarified with your explanation and I agree with it. I so tabled the report. Thank you, Deputy Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Nyambi. Honorable members, the report is in front of us. Is there any omissions or additions? Anything that you want to take up with the Honorable Nyambi? If none, we will then accept it that everyone is in agreement with the issues that was raised. Honorable Nkosi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you very much, Honorable Nkosi. And I'm sure the Honorable Nyambi is appreciating the fact that you have actually made this work very, very easy.
I love her more. I love her more.
More than your parents. Thank you very much. Now, let us continue with the program, and we will now request that the people responsible for legislative program to report on Mr. Baal. Usually it's you. I don't know whether you are here or not.
Yes, thank you, Madam Deputy Chairperson. It is me, and it is my privilege to present to you. It's fairly short this morning. I've highlighted to you under paragraph A 3 bills on the National Assembly order paper. Number 5 and 6 will be coming your way tonight. I think Advocate Pandela touched on the dates for plenary for the second adjustments appropriation bill. Then I'd just like to refer to your paragraph F on the next page, which indicates that 2 bills have lately been transmitted to the NCOP for concurrence: the Prevention of Hate Crimes and Hate Speech Bill and the Housing Consumer Protection Bill, and both have been referred to select committees, the relevant select committees. In addition, we have 2 new bills on our books that have been certified. The one is the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, which is a technical bill in nature, and the other one is a private members bill from Ms. Emma Powell of the Democratic Alliance in the National Assembly, dealing with prevention of illegal eviction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bell. I just, before I allow members to actually comment on this issue, I hope the members are aware, particularly the security committee that will deal with the hate crimes and hate speech bill, that there is quite the uproar around the issues of this specific bill. We have also discussed it at the IPU Committee on Democracy and Human Rights, and there is generally, globally, a kind of a concern with regards to issues of hate speech and particularly also fake news. And then now the issue of vis-a-vis the issue of freedom of speech. And I really hope that those that will be dealing with that specific legislation will make sure that we have a really in-depth discussion around it, so that and also see how we can actually align with what is the trend internationally with regards to the specific legislation, because it is quite the issue, and it's quite a contentious issue at the current moment, and it's coming up at different platforms, because I think the whole CSW, the issue is of how to use technology to actually enhance development of women and girl children, but also the issue of fake news and hate speech was quite the discussion. So it is I don't know what is the English word but it's a current issue. And I hope the committee that will deal with it will be able to actually go deeper into the whole issue. I'm just mentioning it because it was one of the committees that I serve on at the IPU level, and this was one of the discussions. They went to the extent of having a panel of experts to speak on this specific issue. I think we will give the report to advocate, to give it to the committee, so that they can actually also know what is the international trends in parliaments with regards to the specific issue. So is there any other member that want to actually raise something with regards to the legislative issues that is in front of us? I know there was an issue that we need to discuss as to how we are going to deal with the issues in front of us, and Honorable Labuschagne raised it also during the aborted engagement of the committees. So maybe we will have to see how we are going to deal with that specific issue. Members? If there is nothing, it means we have come to the end of the meeting. Is it fine, Chief Whip, Chairperson of Chairpersons, if I dare now close the meeting?
We support you, Deputy Chair.
Yes, Chair, if we.
Supported, agreed.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you very much. All the best then. Thank you, honorable members. The meeting stands adjourned.